Alright, so this morning, this window has been giving me a lot to think about, a lot to stress about. So the issue is, at the moment, I'm trying to install a lock. Well, that's not the issue. The issue is that this window is going to a archipelago. And that means they have 90 km/h, mile-an-hour winds, pushing rain, driving rain, trying to drive rain into the house, basically. And yeah, so all the weather seals have to be perfect, and it also affects the handles and stuff. So up until now, I've been trying to install, well, I spent yesterday making the jigs to install these locks. And yeah, when I finally got round to putting them in, seeing how big they were, I realised that this one basically didn't fit. It was right up against this jamb, which means that any expansion it's going to start rubbing. So that was a problem. So I thought, okay, I'll shift it over. Basically it doesn't fit. So I've been trying to think of what to do, maybe buy one with a slimmer profile here, but I can't find one. And it made me realise, made me think about it, and I'm thinking, this is what the window style is going to look like when it's got the lock installed. And the issue is, that's the inside face, that's the outside face. That is going to be getting rain. So if the rain's driving in, there's actually a plate, there's actually a route that the rain could go through the lock. It's not 100% weather seals, it's just metal against metal, so there's always going to be space. If that lock's in there, the rain is driving through there, that's where the handle is on the inside. There's actually a route where rain could potentially get forced through into the house. So actually, maybe this lock isn't the right solution, and maybe just an internal lock is the solution. And the good thing about that is that it actually solves another problem, which is the fact that, so the window's going to open outwards like this. If you have all the lockery here, that only leaves a thin space here to put the weather seals. And I want to put 2 weather seals on here, on the outside face, because of the extreme weather. However, with the lock in place, that creates a huge limitation to how many seals I can put. It solves 2 problems. Ditching this one and using an internal lock. Wow, I look tired. I am tired, and I look it as well. Jesus. So now that I've got a good clear route forward, I'm ready to get on with it. So what that means is everything I did yesterday morning, making the jigs for all the lock hardware, was kind of a waste of time. Right, let's get on with it. Way! So after that rant, I cut the hinge grooves. The new jig works nicely. Well done yesterday, me. Wow. Well, that's a lucky fit, isn't it? Now the hinges are installed, I can see how much of the frame I need to sand off. I didn't expect it to not even close. Hello. But no worries, I had planned to sand off the excess anyway. I do that and the frame fits nicely. Next, I use a special router bit to cut in the grooves for the weather seals. Fitted the weather strips, realigned the hinges, they were a bit low. Then I cut in the bevels using a router again. Again with a router, I cut the rain groove at the bottom. It's a little gully that I use a jig and a large pattern bit to make a little gully at the bottom to direct rain right out the bottom of the window. And it also allows any rain that's got behind the weather seals to kind of leak out the bottom rather than building up behind the seals. And that's it for the day. Slightly different video format today. I was trying something new, don't know if it worked. I think it's too short a video. Anyway, I'm sure I lost everyone at the beginning when I was ranting. I'll make a note not to do that in future. See you next time.